how's it going? I know it's been a minute. I wanted to just thank you for your patience. It's just been kind of a crazy last few weeks. The weather, and then I have chronic pains, so I had a huge flare up, but there were also other circumstances. I had to completely replace my iMac. It completely shut down. The graphics card went so it all worked out for the best though, as I always believe it does. I am here to give you a review of the mighty, amazing Ecoline brush pens. Yeah. So I just went, wow, look how that looks really good with the background. So colorful. Yeah. Okay. This is rocking. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is basically a little bit of what I did with them as an art form. Now, these are actually kind of built around the idea that it can be used for calligraphy, and I am not a person who practices calligraphy very often. I just kind of dabble in it, so honestly I cannot tell you if they're perfect for calligraphy, but I know that they've had fantastic reviews on YouTube and on Instagram, as certain calligraphers prefer them. So, and I will show you a brush tip test on that. I also will show you how I made this fantastic Luna Moth with these beautiful brush tip pens, and I will give you a demo. The timestamp is below. These come in sets of 5, 10, 15, 20, and 30, and they're sold open stock. I want to thank the representative from Royal Talents who sent me a few of these. I tested them out and I just had to go and get them all, so you know. So here's a quick look at the brush pen up close. This is in blue violet, and the pen itself is chunkier than most on the market, as you can see, but the brush tip allows for firm control. It's wide at the base and then it gets gradually smaller, so this is great for thin and thick lines. And I'm going to show you how firm and flexible this brush tip pen is. I'm going to do a little test here so you can see that it bounces back very, very nicely, so you won't have to worry about getting it damaged or fraying. So for comparison's sake, this is Ohuhu's dual brush pen. I have a separate video review on this pen. It's not near the quality of Ecoline's. After one project, several of these pens frayed, as you can see with this one. So starting with the Ohuhu dual brush pen, this is going to be a side-by-side comparison of Ecoline's tip versus other popular brands on the market. So this way you can see which of these meets your creative needs. Everybody is a little bit different. So I may not do calligraphy myself, but the Ecoline comes highly recommended by many letterists. I'd say of the group here, Ecoline and Tombow are my favorites, and both are great for artwork and lettering. Artis's brush pen is good for quick watercolor applications, but I found they're a bit dry. So here we have a comparison chart between, okay, we got the Ecoline, whatever, the mighty Tombow dual brush pen that everyone loves. We've got Ohuhu, which they don't have any type of numbering system, so, or names, so I have no idea what color this is. I tried to color match as well as I could. And then we have the Artis brush tip pen, which has different types of fibers on it. It's not an actual solid brush tip. It's a little bit more flexible. So it's hard to say whether or not that's really you know, a fair comparison. But as far as the color depth and the dispersion once the water is applied, I feel like the Ecoline is superior in that. Tombow is very, very close, but to me it looks like Ecoline can pass as an actual watercolor versus, oh, well, that person used, obviously, pens and then used water with the pens. So if you know what I'm saying. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful application just for that alone. So, yeah, thumbs up. Thumbs up, Ecoline. What I also love about these, and I'll do this in their separate review, they actually have liquid watercolors that complement the line of the brush tip pens. So for instance, this is Chartreuse, which I use in the Luna Moth, and it's such a gorgeous color. I mean, they got the color down pat. Not all companies get their colors correctly, in my opinion. So kudos to you, Royal Talents. But these are beautiful too. These come in little wells, and I will do a separate demo and video of these. So these are not only water soluble as a watercolor, which they completely dissolve underwater, they come with a blender, and the blender, as you'll see in the demo, works so beautifully. It took me just a minute to kind of work with it, and it's something with blending pens for some reason with me. It doesn't matter what blending pen it is, if it's Tombow or another brand, it's just, I kind of have to like ease into it. That's just me personally. But once I got to get it to blend, it was just so beautiful, and you could just add shadows and layers, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. It was such a, like I said, it was an amazing serendipitous, I keep using that word, it's just the word of the day, I suppose. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. Now, I have swatched these, but I keep them on a book ring, and you can see that in another video of how I do that. It's a great organizational skill, you know, and as a Virgo, that's, well, I can't really say that I'm really a classic Virgo anyways, but that is one of my things, is that I do kind of like to keep these in order. So I can show you these, and you can decide for yourself just how beautiful they are. And if you don't think they're beautiful, then please leave my video. No, I'm kidding. To each their own, right? So here we go. Oh, so we see, let's see, I don't know if you can see the yellow, the deep yellow, lemon yellow, yellow ochre, chartreuse, what'd I tell you, light orange, deep orange, vermilion, and we have carmine. Carmine's at least on camera, let's see. Yeah, it's pretty accurate actually. It looks a little bit more magenta on camera, but it's very accurate in person. I guess I swatched vermilion a second time. Scarlet. Scarlet is, yeah, it's pretty accurate too. It does come off a little bit more pink on screen. Magenta. I do love magenta, is one of my favorite colors. I'm swatching deep ochre again because I was nuts, I guess. Burnt sienna, lovely color. This is also great for skin tones. There is a lot of flexibility in the colors. It's not just bright colors. They do have skin tones. Sepia, or sepia, however you want to call it. Reddish brown, and yeah, this is also appearing a little bit more magenta on screen as well, but I promise you that's an accurate depiction of reddish brown. And I'm thinking maybe this background is actually interfering with some of the color, but I do love the background, don't you? It's very, very nice. Okay, ultramarine. Did I just swatch ultramarine? Oh, this is ultramarine blue, and then this is ultramarine violet. So there you go. This is actually, look at this. This is my favorite. All these cool colors are so beautiful. Okay, we have Prussian blue. It's one of my favorite shades of blue. It's such a beautiful color. It looks actually a little bit more turquoise once you add the water, but that's all right. Turquoise. We got red violet, and we have blue violet. So they do have pretty accurate shades. We got sky blue, which is a cyan color. And just your good old classic green right there. We have, oops, we have deep green. You know, I'm just going to center this right now because it's probably driving you guys crazy. Deep green, light green, which I used in the demo. Forest green. So there's some landscape colors. Cold gray and warm gray. You gotta love those grays, man. They're amazing. The warm gray actually, it works really well for shading. And black. And there's my sloppy ass handwriting. My only complaint, if I had one, about this product is the flimsy packaging, and I'll show you here, okay? We'll just go there, okay? We will go there. It is obviously just some thin plastic, and it, you know what, it arrived just fine. The only thing is that sometimes, you know, people want to travel and maybe they don't have a marker case to take with them, so it's a little bit more, it's easy to, you know, bust open over time, and it was kind of a nightmare to kind of get these back into the packaging because I had them in my storage. So yeah, that's really the only thing though. And I mean, this can be quickly resolved by the use of a marker case, which you can get on Amazon or Jerry's Artarama or Dick Flick or wherever. So I mean, it is a pretty petty complaint, but I mean, it is still a valid one. Oh, see, it's, as I was saying goodbye, we've got this flap. It was about ready to fall out on me. So there you go. So the colors that I used for this Luna Moth's wings were light green with chartreuse and lemon yellow for the highlights, as you'll see, and then just went in and added water until I got the desired effect. The paper that I used was Strathmore's mixed media paper, which kind of disappointed me as it started to pill up after a few layers of this pen with water. That's not normal for Strathmore's mixed media paper. I'm not really sure what the problem was. It could have been just my application. I use a heavy hand. So lesson learned, if you're going to use this with water, maybe go for a watercolor hot press paper or a marker paper if you're strictly using the blender alone. And I wanted to show you up close some details with this magenta. It's so beautiful. Colors used here in this portion are magenta layered with blue violet and eventually a touch of black for the darkest shadows. Also, just now you saw me using dirty water. I don't recommend that. I thought my water was clean, but not so much. Sometimes we don't always have our creative mojo set to 100%. Oh, I just remembered I had tried to use the reddish brown in this portion of the head and didn't like it at all for this piece. It was a beautiful shade, but just not for what I was going for. It wasn't giving me the results that I wanted, so I went in with the blue violet. So here's the fantastic blender pen, and I just wanted to show you in real time just how well it worked. So I'm sorry if there's a bit of camera shake. I have a Godzilla hand apparently. This is not always glamorous, but it looks good in the end. The blender blended smoothly and no complaints in my book. Just to note, the blender pen is only included in the set of 20 and 30. Otherwise, if you're opting to purchase a smaller set, the blender pen is sold separately. So, little fun fact about the Luna Moth, it got its name from a naturalist in 1700, and as some of you know, Luna is Latin for moon, so the name is related to its moon-like spots. They also have very, very short lives. It surprised me. They only live for about a week, and their sole purpose is procreation, baby, and then it's just moving on into the afterlife. I used the colors light yellow, magenta, and black for its moon spots, although I wish I would have spent some more time on the details of them and just used a warm gray or sepia first before black. This would have given them a little bit more depth, and the color black has a finality to it. So here's where the good stuff comes in to bring it together. I'm adding in more light green, and what really worked well for shadowing was the warm gray on top of the light green, and then just using the blender pen over it. So it ended up giving it a very painterly look, as you will see. Yay! So that's it. I mean, you can use these for calligraphy, you can use them for watercolor application or markers by themselves and just blending them. You can use them for digital work. So thank you for watching, and I really, really appreciate your comments and your feedback. Please leave a comment below if you've used these and really enjoy them. Tell me what you love about them. If you haven't, please leave a comment anyways and let me know what you would like me to review next and what you would like to see on this channel a little bit more of. And I tell you what, I will try to be as consistent as possible. I promise. You know, it's just a little weird right now. Lots of things going on. It's a wonderful life, I tell you what, but it is just the shift between winter to spring winter keeps wanting to hold on. So we'll get there though. It's going to be amazing. So thank you for watching. I love you all. Until next time, keep creating, artists. These are not only because it's a great